Never enough. Hiroko MasuikeThe New York Times updated, 11:30 a.m. Good morning on this wettish Thursday. Mayor Bill de Blasio's press secretary tweeted on Saturday that a Chicago pizzeria was better than any other pizza out there, including New York. 5 days later, he's still wrong. But, then again, our pizza preferences could be, too. So we turned to our readers, New Yorkers, transplants and those who live outside of New York City, to tell us how our slices stack up to pizza elsewhere. Here is what a few pizza lovers had to say. Is Chicago's pizza better than New York's? I've lived in Chicago, which I loathe, and near Battery Park in New York City, which is grotesquely noisy and overpriced. I'm 69 and I've eaten a lot of pizza. A Chicago pizzeria is better than a New York City pizzeria. David Bushauer, 69, Radford, VA. Deep dish pizza is not pizza. It's good and I love it, but it's more like a savory pie. Catherine Lee, 28, Cobble Hill. Chicago pizza is a casserole. New York pizza is pizza, with the best in Brooklyn. And please, no pineapple. Joanne Yar, Upper East Side. The one glaring problem with a Chicago pizza slice is not so much the taste, but that it is so thick that you cannot fold it. How in the world can you walk with a Coke in one hand and a slice in the other and eat it unless it is folded? Eating an unfolded slice is like eating a floor tile. Billy Ford, 68, Cornwall, NY. New York pizza is ephemeral. Chicago pizza is interminable. Balance in the pizzaverse can only be achieved by the existence of both. Bradley Parker, 39, Harlem. Is there more to New York pizza than the taste? It's one of the ultimate grab-and-go foods. It can be prepared quickly, served in seconds, eaten on the spot, or given the Flatbush fold, and enjoyed on the move. Tim Cartier, 58, Garland, Tex. It's always cheap, thin, greasy, and just hits the spot. Pam Steele Tabaugh, 68. Ann Arbor, Mich. I would take a New York City slice, served piping hot out of the oven onto a generic white paper plate, as I walk around the city, over any other slice anywhere in the world. It's not just the pizza, it's the spirit of the city embedded in it that makes all the difference. We all have our preferences. And for me, New York is the place for pizza, and for life. Krista Avampato, 41, Upper West Side. Here's what else is happening. Weather. Sorry, Amor, it's wet. Slippery stairs and misty hair are in the forecast as rain could fall throughout the morning commute. The afternoon is looking comparatively pleasant, dry, mostly sunny and with a high near 56. In the news, subway ridership has dropped significantly in the past year as the Metropolitan Transportation Authority scrambles to improve service. New York Times. After years of increasing subway ridership, the number of riders has been steadily decreasing. Demetrius Freeman for the New York Times. A federal judge in Brooklyn has ruled that police would need an eavesdropping warrant to track the cell phones of criminal suspects, raising the bar for technological surveillance. New York Times. City council members are battling Mayor Bill de Blasio over whether they are allowed to formally oppose him in the court system. New York Times. Gov. Andrew M. Cuomo is looking to resolve dysfunction between clashing Democratic factions to give the party control over the state. New York Times. Cyrus R. Vance Jr., the Manhattan District Attorney, said that it's time to limit contributions to prosecutors from defense lawyers. New York Times. Cyrus R. Vance Jr., the Manhattan District Attorney, has been criticized over campaign donations he accepted from lawyers. Victor J. Blue for the New York Times. One lawyer has overcome the strict restrictions placed by the government and will represent the Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman in his upcoming trial. New York Times. A young man from Brooklyn, who once fell into a bout of depression and dropped out of high school, is now enrolled in college and has rediscovered his passion for writing. New York Times. The mayor of the New Jersey town Perth Amboy, which rests just across the water from Staten Island, has promised a $600 million waterfront development project. New York Times. The Bronx student who stabbed 2 classmates last September, killing one, pleaded not guilty to manslaughter charges. New York Post. An Australian diplomat fell to his death while playing a trust fall game on the roof of a Lower East Side building. NBC. New York Today's Metropolitan Diary. The doorman speaks. For a global look at what's happening, see your morning briefing. Coming up today, the outdoor holiday markets open at Union Square, 11 a.m. Free to browse. Macy's unveils its holiday windows with caroling and a pyrotechnic display at Macy's Herald Square in Midtown. 5:30 p.m. Free. The author of Brave Punk World, the International Rock Underground from Alerta Rohatizov, discusses his book at Quimby's bookstore in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, 8 p.m. Free. Islanders host Hurricanes, 7 p.m. MSG. Devils at Maple Leafs, 7 p.m. MSG, alternate side parking remains in effect until November 23rd. For more events, see the New York Times' Arts Entertainment Guide. And finally, what do you call this bridge? Chang W. Lee. The New York Times. Earlier this year, a new $4 billion replacement bridge at the Tappan Zee was named the Gov. Mario M. Cuomo Bridge after the former three-term governor who died in 2015, but not everyone likes the new name. Earlier this month, a petition on Change.org was started requesting that the name Tappan Zee be kept. As of this morning, it had more than 65,000 signatures. Monroe Man, 40, a lawyer from Port Chester, NY, told us he started the petition because he was upset that the new name would overlook the region's Native American and Dutch traditions. The bridge is named for a Native American tribe and the Dutch word for sea, but just because a bridge or tunnel carries the name of a politician, doesn't mean it will stick for New Yorkers. For example, when was the last time you said you were taking the Hugh L. Carey Tunnel, the official name of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel? Or told your roommate you biked across the Ed Koch Queensboro Bridge? Or asked the cab driver to take the Joe DiMaggio Highway, better known as the West Side Highway? Even the Tappan Zee Bridge had another name. It was officially renamed the Gov. Malcolm Wilson Tappan Zee Bridge in 1994. In a twist of fate, the bill to change the name back then was championed by Mario M. Cuomo, who argued that Mr. Wilson never received the recognition he deserved. What do you think about naming the bridge after Mario M. Cuomo? Let us know in the comments. New York Today is a morning roundup that is published weekdays at 6 a.m. If you don't get it in your inbox already, you can sign up to receive it by email here. For updates throughout the day, like us on Facebook. What would you like to see here to start your day? Post a comment, email us at nytoday@nytimes.com, or reach us via Twitter using nytoday. Follow the New York Today columnists, Alexandra Levine and Jonathan Wolfe, on Twitter. You can find the latest New York Today at nytoday.com.